Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Do not adjust your YouTube. I am not Tiger, and Speed Demon is not here either. We did take a moment, though, to clean up the mess that they've left from the last race that they've done here. My name is Draco. I'm an American counterpart who will be taking on board the duties tonight. And tonight, I'm joined by Forgotten. Hey, Forgotten, say hi.
Hi, hello. I'm here too. We're gonna take over the stream.
I don't know about take over. I think we can only muck it about and just keep ourselves employed compared to our two resident experts. But we wanted to go ahead and thank you for joining us. This is the Silverstone Grand Prix of the Raceroom Racing Experience. The FX R17 races. We are now just starting our qualifying here in a 15-minute block. We'll be taking you aboard most of the drivers here as they start their early jockeying for position, and we'll keep you in tune with what's going on. And we ask you to bear with us a little bit. We're a little new at this, but we'll try and keep you entertained and we'll keep you in the know. Forgotten anything you're going to be looking forward to on this race?
Well, racing. A lot of good racing. That's what I'm expecting.
Absolutely. These are the Formula Ones. These are the ones that sort of defy physics, gravity, and belief. Some breakneck speeds, taking some corners at some unbelievable speeds and physics, man. This is just, it's fun to watch. Out of all the types of racing, I particularly like, taking in. These Formula Ones are always the best.
Yeah, and they might seem easy to drive, but they're actually really hard to master.
Yeah, I took the liberty of hopping in the Formula One to do a couple of practice test runs. I think they still have most of the gas and oil splatter over on the back wall after the starting line. I just did not do well. My thing are GT cars. Formula Ones are definitely a little bit beyond me at the moment, but some real talent here. When the rubber meets the road, these guys really have to know how to control quite literally a raging beast inside of a phone booth. It's incredible.
Yeah, if you don't respect these cars, they'll kill you in an instant. You'll spin out and you'll just end up in the dirt.
Or if you're over in Monza, you'll end up over in the actual breakaway fence. Yikes. Well, in any case, we're going to go ahead and take a look around here, and we're going to go ahead and show you a few of the sites. In about 5 minutes here, we're going to go over a little bit about the course. We're going to, kind of preview what you can look forward to, and basically, what you're in store for here for the next 80 minutes of racing after the qualifying. Stay tuned, guys.
So, Draco, tonight we're at Silverstone. I don't know about you, but when I think about racing, Silverstone is probably one of the most famous circuits there is. It's always been like in my mind as a really great circuit. It has some really tight corners, some really long stretches and some sweeping corners. So, what about you? What do you think about it?
I think you're holding on to dear life. You know, you really got to find that delicate balance between your braking point, your entry, your exit, and literally maximizing your speed as best as you can.
That is it. This circuit is you gotta carry as much speed through this circuit as you can, because it might seem slow because there's some tight spots and some sweeping corners. It's actually one of the fastest circuits in the Formula 1 League because of those sweeping corners and the long straights it has.
Yeah, and you know, you've got to really make the best of those short straightaways that you have. You've really got to go ahead and set up your turns ahead of time. Like you mentioned before, too, the cars are unforgiving. If you do not respect that power, you could really go badly. And one bad line will really set you back a lot of time.
Yeah, indeed. And also, as you'll probably see, there's some weird lines you need to take to maximize the circuit as well, because there's some corners where you don't really want to clip the apex, because it won't be beneficial in the next corner that you'll be taking.
This is very true. And another thing I found is those sausage curbs, too, those red curbs. Oh, they're deadly in a GT car, and I would expect that they're even worse in those Formula 1 machines. So your curb usage and your turn really needs to be dead on. You hit that sausage curb, and you are bouncing yourself out of consideration. You're losing speed, and most importantly, you're going to lose control.
Yep, and those are valuable seconds that you lose, especially in races where like these, where half a second is incredible.
Couldn't agree more. A tenth of a second is a tenth, you know, drawn out way too late. It could make the difference between first and. Well, on the good note, we are a little bit over halfway through qualifying. We are starting to see how our field is starting to shape up. Milan is definitely hanging out here at the top, but you know, right after him is Shaq. So we're looking at a tight group. We got a lot of 125s here, so everything within the first, you know, half a second. We've got a lot really kind of compacting. We still have 5 minutes to go qualifying. Let's see what they pull. I'm going to swap over here to Dave Crew here. It looks like he's got the fastest in the actual sectors right now from the practice. We're going to see how he fares. Let's go on board here with him in the cockpit. Well, don't look now. It looks like Rigel just picked up the number one spot here, 125, 183. Looks like we have a new leader at the. So a little bit about the circuit. As you guys know, we are at the Silverstone Circuit Grand Prix today. Silverstone actually began its life in 1943 as an Air Force base called Silverstone, home to a unit training Wellington pilots and night bombing techniques. At the end of World War II, it became surplus to requirements and lay dormant for several years. Its first brush with motorsports was strictly unofficial. A group of local enthusiasts held an impromptu thrash around the abandoned runways of 47. One of the contingent struck a Jeep when it wandered onto the site, therefore leading to the day's events being dubbed the Mutton Grand Prix. Today is actually one of the most widely used circuits and tracks in Great Britain alone. It is a common milestone here, just saying, that you've raced at Silverstone, to say, how well you're doing in the actual sport. It's been home for Formula One, GT, Ferrari racing. It's actually one of the best tracks I've ever seen in most sim racing games.
It's even it has a lot of attraction to a lot of motorsports, like you said.
It's literally royalty, dare I say. As an American, we don't have kings and any of the sort over here. But I've often heard though Silverstone as being kind of the pinnacle on the Great Britain end of racing. And let's be honest, taking a look at this course and the technicality and the difficulty, you definitely understand why. If you can hang here, you can pretty well go anywhere.
One minute left of qualifying, and Rachel is in the lead with a 1 minute 25.183.
Yeah, we see Milan right now really pushing that edge right now. Well, maybe not. Okay. Commentator's curse. First one of the day. Sure won't be the last. Well, that'll do it for qualifying here. Looks like we've got our group here. Luca Gray in first, Rigel in second, Milan in third, Hacks in fourth. Nice job, Hacks. Justin Madley in fifth, Mr. Bean in sixth, Pinto in seven, Dave Crew in eight, Jammer in nine, Pinpoint 10, Al Gartner 11th, Rosigna in 12th, Audi in 13th, FX in 14, Keen in 15, H2 16, Charger, the old man in 17, Debug number 18, and Kaz, the cautious but deadly driver, bringing up the rear in 19.
You got a fairly well-balanced group of racers out there. I think there was only about 3 seconds between the fastest person and the slowest. Well, slow being relative, of course.
Yeah, I'd like to see what your version of slow is. Wait a minute. Slow to me is an act of Congress, but, let's not get into politics, all right?
I know that when I tried this afternoon, my fastest time was a 1.38, so it's not.
Yeah, we're talking times at 125. That's just incredible. If memory serves me correctly, too, I think it was Lewis Hamilton that actually pulled a 123 on this course as his best. Now, yes, I know, guys, this is a sim. I get it. But let's be honest. You get close to kind of royalty as Lewis Hamilton as that is, let's be honest. That could be some bragging rights there.
Yeah, it is, for sure. With how realistic and how difficult it is to drive these cars. I'll give them a lot of credits for that.
Oh, they get all the credit from me. I'm not brave enough, nor am I, silly enough to go ahead and try this, but without getting a little seasoning under me first. I'm going to check in with Hacks here. He's definitely tearing up the track here in the last 3 minutes of warm-up. We're just going to go ahead and show you guys a little bit of everyone that's out there, what they're doing and how it's going. And then, well, in about 3 minutes or so, we'll have our race.
Board now with Mark Bean coming up onto the old. No, this is the old start and finish. Into those sweeping chicanes. Gotta break here for the last one a bit and then get on this long straight, which will give a lot of which will give a lot of good overtaking opportunities.
2 main straightaways on this track, and those are probably going to be the biggest areas that we can definitely see some opportunities to overtake. The majority of this actual course here is a lot of sweeping or sharp turns, some quick switchbacks. There are some definite challenges here if you're jockeying for position. We should start seeing some of those things coming up here soon. Going to be a really interesting race here. So we're down to the last minute of warm up here, guys. So, right now the drivers are probably hopping out of their rigs, grabbing a drink, taking the last puff of the smoke, getting ready, kissing the wife before they go off to work. And we will get this set. Looks like we got a lot of soft tires out in the field too. A few people opting for medium tires. We're going to see if that's going to cause any differences. Keep in mind, it's an 80-minute race. We're probably looking at 1, maybe 2 pit stops along the way. We're going to see how those strategies work out, who goes in early, who doesn't. So we will definitely go ahead and keep you aware of what's going on as we know it. And we thank you once again, guys, for joining us in this great race.
Yeah. Without these, we wouldn't be able to do this. We wouldn't be able to commentate because there wouldn't be a race. So, have fun, guys. Let's see some great racing.
Amen to that, brother. Guys, race safe, race clean, have fun. This will be a lot of fun here. So we're getting out of the warm-up stage, and let's get ready to rumble. The field is filling. The cars are taking place. We're on 35 seconds of garage time. Let's get ready.
That's ready to go for 80 minutes.
This one's going to be a marathon, folks. Yeah.
Just giving everything they got.
Got 13 seconds left to garage time. We are waiting for the red lights. Looks like the last one is in place. The lights are on. Let's get this race going. Here we go. Race 1, and it's already started. Look out. We have some definite problems in the back here.
Yeah, that was a messy start, to say the least. We got Luca in the lead with RW Pinto right behind him. Rachel, Pinpoint, and Benjamin all behind.
Well, we're going to sort through all this madness here. We were warned that the first couple of laps were going to be a little bit of a nightmare here. We're going to go ahead and take you to all the actual leads as they are right now. We've got Luca Gray in first, Pinto about a second behind, Rigel shortly after, Pinpoint, Rosinia, Bean, Madley, Hacks, H-Tune in another pack here, Al Gartner close behind, FX pulling up the rear in that pack, Ashley Keene, Jammer, and I think Jammer forgot to put on his nose. Well, that's
He
okay.
seems to have some damage. He might want
Just
to get
a
into the
little.
pip. Well. Oh, and that's Cos behind him as well. You think he also has some damage? Yeah.
Yeah, Kaz actually passed him. That should be interesting to see how that will go. Audi, who's still running, once again without a nose. I'm starting to note a pattern here in the back. Charger without a nose. Oh, dear.
Yeah, these cars
Debug
are
looks like they bowed out.
fragile. If you bump them the nose too much, it'll come right off, and they'll almost be undrivable because your front tires won't have the grip to take corners. So they'll have to pit this round to make any chance of coming back.
Makes sense. We'll check in on those as soon as we start seeing some motion on them. Right now, we're going to take you over to Luca Gray, our leader. From what I understand, a squid flipping octopi. I don't know. I'll just call him Luca, the young kid here. Looks like he's leading us out here with a bit of a lead.
Seems like he's pulling away a bit. He has a 2-second lead on Pinto.
He's looking sharp, definitely doing pretty well. We're going to kick this over to Rigel here real quick. He's got a little bit of a battle going on, and it looks like he's challenging Pinto a bit. We're going to see how this pans. I mean, these guys, just every little bit counts, and looks like Rigel's definitely starting to make a move on Pinto now. He has crawled up a little bit. He was back 0.4 of a second. He is now breathing down his neck. Let's see if he can pull anything out.
Yeah, they're really close. And seems like Luca is pulling away even more. Oh no, they're catching up to him.
Yep, looks like time was about 1.75. It's been actually hovering around 1.5 now, and kind of dipsing and doodling. Remember? Oh, yeah. We got a little bit of a hit there on Pinto.
Ooh.
We've got a car on the outside. Oh, I missed who that was. I think that was for Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to swap this over to Bean, Mr. Bean, I should say. It looks like he's definitely fighting off a little challenge from Hacks. Definitely employing a New York cab driver style here. Come on, Hacks, plates.
Yeah, Hacks is being really aggressive. As long as he doesn't like crashing him out, it's okay. But don't be too aggressive, because an accident happens in a snap.
Oh, looks like he's trying to take him on the inside. Hacks has tried and just can't close the door. Up, he comes back around on the outside and takes the line. Well done, Hacks.
Yes, past him. That was some nice overtaking.
We're going to take this to position number 4, Mr. Pinpoint. Right now, we've got a pack of 3 coming up. These guys have been packed very, very
Yeah, they're fighting it out for those places behind Luca.
Yeah, it looks like Rigel's got a guy on the outside, and Pinto still looks like he's got it, but Rigel is definitely knocking on the door. Well, let's be honest, Pinpoint's not too far behind as well. Definitely a tight battle here for 2nd through 4th. And someone went off the road. I couldn't tell who that was, but we've got Ben Rosigna right now fighting him off. And Pinpoint still coming out ahead. Guys, we're just going to recap here the action. As you can see in the top left of your screen, we still got Squid Flipper up in 1st, Rigel in 2nd, Pinto in 3rd. Didn't Pinto start off back in 8th?
I think he came from a little bit in the back, yeah. He must have survived that mess in the beginning.
Run. I agree, but that's a heck of a run. 5 places already. We get to Pinpoint, Rosigna, Bean, Seahacks, Madley, Crew, and FX. That rounds out your top 10 at the...
Yep, and seems like Squid is only pulling away.
Squid right now is actually fighting his own battle right now. He is 5 seconds ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
And he looks sharp. Let's be honest. He looks like he's dead on this.
Yeah. He needs to get the lead.
Sorry.
He needs to get that lead because he's on soft tires, so he's gonna be pitting earlier than 2 guys behind him. Because I think Rigel and Pinto both are on medium tires.
That is correct. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They are sitting at mediums, which means Luca's going to go ahead and have to pit a little bit here, depending on what he's got in the way of what's left on his tires. Rigel and Pinto should be pretty good for a little bit. Pinpoints on the soft tires as well, so we could start seeing some strategy shaping here as we do kind of the long-term look as to what's going on. We're going to kick the view back to Pinto here. And it looks like he's still trying to chase down Rigel. Rigel is really keeping him at bay. He's a little bit closer a couple of laps ago. It looks like Rigel is starting to pull away a little bit consistently here. We're going to see how this shapes up here over time.
Yeah, but it's I think they're not fighting as aggressive because it's only the beginning of the race. I mean, if they would crash now, it would be all for nothing. So I think they're gonna just try and gonna be a little bit of pushing and then trying to get some slipstream, but
yeah, looks like Benjamin is knocking on Pinpoint's door. He's made a move to the inside, and he's got...
Yeah.
Well, jockeying for positioning. Things are still starting to take place here. Squid Flipper is definitely extending his lead. That's now showing us 6 seconds. Well done, kid. That is brilliant work. But 7 laps down, plenty to go.
Yep. So we're doing an 80-minute race. So we're now, at the moment, 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry to break in. Looks like we've got the official here from Debug. He has retired from the race there. Tough luck, bud. Tough luck.
Probably would have been the crash in the beginning. Got a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those cases, man. You go out early, it kind of breaks your heart. You know, you get to watch the rest of the race, and you don't envy him in that position. Anyways, we're on to bigger and better things here. We're also on to a happier set. We're going to get back to Pinto here. Looks like we got we're going to get to Hacks, who seems to be in a little bit of a battle right now. He's got Benjamin Rosinya knocking on his door.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh no, isn't that?
Swapping over to Pinpoint here. Hacks is right behind him. These three have still remained kind of in this pack. They've kind of maintained this area with themselves, which is really interesting. Rigel's sitting on the medium tires. Hacks is on the soft. And so is Pinpoint. He's on the soft tires as
Yep, he is. And I think Pinpoint might be getting away. He has a 1 second lead on Rigel at the moment. So if we can get a little bit further away, we might be able to break the slipstream and get a chance to chase.
Yep, agreed. Also, though, keep in mind, though, it doesn't hurt them to stay in that pack. They get to save a little fuel with the draft. You know, definitely goes on towards something a little bit more, and looks like Pinpoint just took one away from Rigel. Nice job, Hacks. Nice job. We're going to kick us over to Mr. Bean here. Oh, I'm sorry, forgotten. Go ahead.
I think we should switch over to Keen and H-Tune, because I think they might be fighting it out at the moment as well.
So we got Ashley Keen and H-Tune right now. So we're seeing right now on the screen is H-Tune.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they're...
Let's get in this cockpit here.
Oh. They're close.
They are close. Look at those lines. Oh, he's on the inside. He took it. Just couldn't close the door. Nice job, Ashley. That was a good way to close that door.
That was some risky.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
That could have paid up. That could have paid off very well.
Not what you would call a usual overtake area, but it did look like he had the line. That was definitely close.
Yep. I think you can also see in that and at the timing where who all got caught in the mess in the beginning, because Audi is right behind them. Well, right behind them. Is behind them with 1 minute 28 seconds. From there you can see Cos, Charger, and Jammer. I think they all got caught in the mess in the beginning.
That's what it looks like there. Yeah, a little bit of a messy, beginning, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're out. You know, good race strategy, tire strategy, fuel strategy, pit strategy.
Yep.
You know, you never know. It could definitely pay out in the end. This is certainly far from over.
If they gain every minute, every round they do, like maybe a second, they'll be able to catch up a lot of time. So, and if something happens in the front, if somebody spins out, always chance to make up a lot of time. So hope these guys can keep racing.
We have just cleared 11 laps, guys. 11 laps, and wow, definitely still kind of spacing things out. Squid Flipper has definitely a commanding lead right now, and he is sitting at 7.5 seconds. We'll see how this shapes out. I'm going to kick this over to Pinto right now, who looks like he's actually competing with Hacks here.
Yeah, looks like he's getting the draft, and he might be going for an overtake on the upcoming straight.
Yeah, I was about to say, they are coming up to the hangar straight. Oh no! And Hacks took a line outside. It looks like Hacks is coming and pulling it back out. He's back into second. That was a weird.
Oh,
and
they're switching back and forth.
We've definitely got a knife fight in a phone booth here. Look. So here we are from Hacks' point of view. Let's see how this shapes out for the next few seconds. They're in the chicane right now.
And onto the straight.
And onto the hangar straight. Here we go. Now, definitely looks like he's in a good line here. Let's see how this goes here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Good spot. Another straightaway. Great lines. Really, really great lines there. Look at that.
I think he might have lost some times when he hit the curb.
Yeah, looks like he lost about 0.3 of a second here. But don't look now, though. We got Rigel kind of creeping up behind as well. Let's take a look from his cockpit.
Yeah, he's lurking behind and probably hoping that if they go a bit slower because of the fact that they're battling, he might be able to sneak through.
These three have been jockeying for position since the opening of the race here. This is going to be really interesting to see how this pans out a little bit later on. They are pushing their cars. You know, we're starting to go ahead and start seeing some jockeying, some strategizing right now here when it comes to pit stops, tire changes, and whatnot. We are now on lucky number 13 lap.
Let's hope nothing goes wrong in this unlucky lap.
We're going to kick this back to Seax because looks like things are really shaping up ahead. Let's go to him. Amazing. Those three have been literally 0.4 of a second behind each other almost consistently.
Yeah, they're providing some good entertainment tonight.
Let's see what Pinto sees from behind here. It's down that hangar straight. Looks like Hacks wanted to look like he's going around the outside. Looks like it rattled him a little bit there, Forgotten.
Above the curb. Those are, oh, so scary, those curbs.
Also scary when all you see is your opponent in your rear view as well. Definitely not a fun time.
No, not at all.
Let's go back to the regular track camera. We're going to watch these three come into turn 4.
That's one of the scariest things. I much rather prefer being behind and then overtaking someone than trying to defend a position, because it's so scary.
Well, depending on how you do it too, you definitely make them a little bit nervous. If you make a move at a turn, everyone's looking at racing safe. And let's be honest, no one wants to crash their car. I mean, that's just not a great way to go into things.
No.
So there's usually a little bit of a mind game that goes on in there.
Yeah. And that's the problem. You'll get stressed, and then you'll make mistakes, and that gives your opponent the opportunity to overtake.
Sometimes you don't have to actively do anything. You just have to wait for them to make a mistake. Coming around there outside here, it looks like Rigel tried, but he had the door closed. Let's take a look from his point of view here. We've got this on board with Rigel.
Yep, and we're 20 minutes in, so we got about an hour left of racing. We're on lap 16. And looks like the guys are catching up to Luca. His lead has come down to 5 seconds, which still is massive.
Outstanding call, yeah, because he was at 7.5 seconds.
It was at 7, yeah.
Yeah, which means they're feeding off of each other. That's a good thing. Uh-oh, here comes Rigel up on the outside trying to make that line there. He is coming through, but cannot make the move on Pinto. Whoop, check that. Again, on the inside. And Rigel is taken second. Nice job, Rigel.
Yep. Into these chicanes.
That speed is so very important. It looks like Hacks has backed off a little bit here. Gonna go ahead back in a little bit of the further back portion of the field here. We got Dave Crew here. We're taking a look at him. Looks like he's got a little bit of a half a second behind Mark Bean, and looks like he may be challenging here for P7. Let's keep an eye on this one here. Oh, he's really aggressive over those curbs.
These guys are also in a pack, fighting each other.
Yeah, looks like we've got Mark Bean, Dave Crew, Justin Madley, and of course our own FX.
Yep.
We've definitely got another convoy. Look at that. From on board FX.
The yellow Formula 1 car behind Crew, Dave Crew.
I always thought red was bad, or yellow was bad luck when it came to car colors, wasn't it?
I hope not, because I know that a lot of Belgium race cars have yellow. So,
well, I could say something, but you'd probably hate me for it. Never mind. Anyways, on that bit of mirth, we're going to kick this back over to Pinpoint here. Let's get us back to the actual TV camera. Looks like he is trying to pressure Rosinha a little bit here. Let's see how this goes.
We got three distinct groups in one. One is, well, 4 actually, because we got Luca, and then we have Rachel, Hacks, and Pinto battling it out. Pinpoint and Rosinha. are a little bit together. I think Pinpoint is trying to catch up to
A
him.
little bit of a pack, yep.
And then we have Crew being FX and Madly.
Oh, we got Madly trying to go on the outside, but looks like FX held him off.
Yep.
Through the area, we've got a pack of 4 of Dave Crew, Mark Bean, FX, and Madly. They are now battling for the positions of 7 through 10. This will be a little bit exciting as it looks like the front of the field has spaced out a little bit. We've got Luca Gray in first. Right now with a commanding lead at 3.5 seconds. Rigel's just about 3.5 seconds behind him. Behind Rigel is Hacks at about 3 seconds at the moment. Pinto in P4, very shortly behind him. Benjamin Rasigna, Pinpoint in 6th. Dave Crew in 7th. Mark Bean in 8th.
Oh.
FX in 9th. Uh-oh, what we got?
Seems like
And we're having our first pit stops right now. Looks like Pinto has pulled in. The strategy may be pulling off. He did have medium tires. Out of the pits comes Mr. Gray. That was a quick pit stop. Didn't even know he stopped in. Look at that.
see what they all decide to pick as their new tires. What their strategy is.
Yeah, and of course, when you change out the tires, that means you got to warm them up now. Ugh.
Yep, so you gotta be careful in the beginning, especially if you take either medium or hard tires.
So currently number 12, H-Tune, is in the pits. And out he comes. If he hustles, he can still retain the 12th position here. All right, so Forgotten, this is going to be a little bit of where the strategy comes in. Right now, our P1 through P5 have not taken their pit yet. Also, Al Gartner and the remaining portion of the field, and Audi, Jammer, Charger, and Kaz, they still have to take their pits.
Yep, they don't have as much laps in, so they might have some more time to see.
Gotcha. Looks
Let
like
me
it's
see.
Al Gartner now pulling in for the pit. Mark Bean has pitted as well. FX has pitted in for some new tires, a splash of gas, and he's on the way out. Oh, Mark, a little bit too fast there. Looks like they're going to give you a penalty on that.
Yep. Drive 2 penalty. Oh,
Yeah.
another drive 2.
And Al Gardner as well. Mind your speed limiter, guy.
Yeah, those are not good. Really not good.
They hurt. Those penalties
Yeah.
hurt.
They're like, you lose around 15 seconds with them, at least.
Yep. It is. It's a 15-second penalty there. So right now, in our lead, we're down to 21 laps. We've got Rigel in first with a very commanding 12-second head start at the moment.
Yep.
Benjamin
But
Rasigna,
But
which
they
is now
both have a lead, but they still need to pit. Rachel, Dave Crew, and Benjamin, they still need to pit. So
Yep, looks like Rasigna just got his pit taken care of. We're going to have to take a closer look over at Rigel and Dave Crew here. They should be going through here pretty soon. If not, they might be doing themselves a little bit more harm than good. Let's keep an eye on that. We got Benjamin Rasigna right now actually giving Pinto a little bit of a hard time here. We got Al Gartner right now coming into the pit lane.
He's doing his.
Yeah, looks like he'll be taking care of his penalty here.
They hurt, those penalties.
And it looks like he cleared out in the field without any of the further incident here. We're going to go ahead and take a look here. So let's go back to the top of the pack here. Here's Rigel in first. Still a rather commanding lead as we speak at the moment. However, still has to pit. So the lead that he's building now may get swallowed up later on when he goes to pit.
Yeah.
Behind him is Luca, Squid Flipper right now, definitely keeping a pretty good pace. He's still maintaining a very good, track here. Especially still leading out after everyone else has gotten their pit stops. So has he. So we're going to see this shift a little bit here. But once again, when Rigel goes in, we'll definitely see this shape up again.
Depending on, because Silverstone has quite a long pit lane actually, so we'll see where Reitzel ends up after he has his pit stop. I hope he can. Oh, he lost some time. Yeah, he's pitting now.
Yeah, a little bit. Once again, once you get those new tires, you really got to warm them up. So we're back over here. Looks like Rigel is now in the pit lane. That's interesting. That means at the actual front of the pack, everyone has their pit stops, mandatory pit stops taken care of.
Yep.
So easy, boys. One line out there. So looks like we've got Audi, Jammer, and Kaz. These guys still need to go ahead and get their pit stops taken care of. Kaz is the only one with hard tires. That's actually kind of interesting.
Yep. He can go longer now. Seems like Audi, now that everybody had their pit stop, that they were able to catch up a little bit.
I agree, and the timings actually look pretty good in that note here. So looks like we've got a little bit of a battle here. We're going to swap this over to Pinpoint here, and looks like they are jockeying for that 4th, 5th, and 6th position here.
Yep.
Except Pinpoint right now is just breathing down Benjamin's neck.
Yeah, and Luca has his lead again, and he's now at 9 seconds. So, keep it up.
That kid is driving that car like he stole it, man. Wow, that is great. Well, we've got that battle there. Remember what I told you? It looks like Pinpoint closed the door on Rosinia there because, Benjamin looked like he was going on the outside.
Yeah. Pinpoint, Singer, and Pinto. And then FX. Oh, behind them, FX crew.
Oh, so it just went off the track.
Oh, who went off the track?
And that's Charger. Oh, Charger.
Oh.
Not sure what happened. Looks like he went back into the actual pits there. Sorry about that, Charger.
I think he used his luck this week on the mini league on Thursday.
It really felt like the Charger show on Thursday night, I do admit, and yeah, there's only so much of that, almost only so much of that luck that you can get. So we're going to go back into the front of the pack here. We got Luca with still a very commanding lead, 9 seconds ahead of Hacks. And looks like right now the front of the pack is really starting to spread out. We got Hacks, Rigel, Pinto, Pinpoint, and then Pinto. My apologies, guys. We got Ben Rosinia, we've got FX, we've got Dave Crew, Justin Madley, and looks like we've got a little bit of a cluster here when it comes to FX and Dave Crew. Let's see what these guys have got going on.
On the Madley right behind them as well. They're with 3 together.
That's that P7 to P10 kind of muck up that we were seeing a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Looks like a couple others. Looks like Mark has spread out a little bit, but it looks like FX, Dave Crew, and Madley still have been sort of battling it out over in those positions.
Mm-hmm. They're in
Guys,
front.
we're at a quarter of a century in the way of laps, 25 laps, and 43, call it about 44 minutes to go. It's been a pretty clean race with the exception of the first lap. You know,
Looks like FX
yeah, I
went
just
off the
noticed
track.
that.
Yeah. I don't think he lost that much time, but he lost his lead in that little
He
back.
did lose the spot. Yeah, he did go from 8th to 9th, but he's right back on Justin Madley's rear end there. He's only half a second behind, so let's see if he can make up some of that. On board Justin Madley. Justin's on those medium tires right now, definitely holding up a pretty good pace throughout this entire race. Has been pretty well solid. He's been consistent.
Yeah.
Qualified, I believe, at 8th, and he's at 8th right now, so he's staying close. Looks like we got someone else coming off on the. I missed who that was. Darn it! Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
and I
me
think
too.
that was Audi.
Um,
Sorry, that was Al Gardner. There we go. That's who that was. My apologies, guys.
Yeah, looks like in front everybody has kind of spread out. There isn't much. It's all 6, 5, 5, 3 second gaps between them. And then you have Crew
then you
behind
have
them.
16. Yeah, between Benjamin and Dave Crew, it's 16 seconds. This field is definitely opening.
Oh, looks like Luca Gray has a slowdown penalty.
Yeah, he got a little crazy there on a track limit abuse. Let's see.
That might give
That'll cut into his time, yeah.
that might give Hacks some time to catch up, to close that gap down, and maybe they can have a battle for the first place at the end. It looks like Luca is still leading.
Well, the interval went from about 8.5 to about 7 seconds, so it's still a little bit of time that kind of cut through, but we'll see. We're going to cut this back to Justin Madley here. Looks like he's got a little bit of a battle behind him.
Look at
FX is knocking on the door. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not letting Madley go. He wants his spot back.
Can you blame him? Let's get back on FX's cockpit here.
To this slow section, coming up to the first straight, the circuit.
Oh,
Open
yeah,
from
Justin
DRS.
took that turn wide. Oh.
Clipping a late apex and then onto this the old stop straight.
Definitely seems to be the more exciting part of this race is that P7 through P10 area right now.
Yep. Coming to these sweeping chicanes. If you take these right, if you don't make a mistake, you can gain some pretty large amount of time.
That was a good line. Looks like he's still plastered on him. That's nice. Well, nice job, FX. We're going to swap this over to Justin's cockpit here. Looks like he's got Dave Crew right in front of him, and looks like he may be doing a little bit of a challenge as well.
Yeah, he can't. I don't want to let him go. We're back again at the most twisty part of the circuit onto the old straight. Looks
they really are making some good time, though. I'm taking a look at his last lap right now. Looks like it was in the high 127.899. So he's holding up a pretty good pace right now in comparison to most of the other.
Yep, and we're halfway in the race. We're at 38 minutes. So they still have some around 30 laps to go. And
yep. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think there's going to be another pit stop? You think they're going to have to?
I think they might have to have another pit stop.
No doubt this track will probably chews up the tires a little bit. We'll have to take it, we'll keep an eye out for that here, folks. We'll see. And get from there. Looks like Audi has made his way into the pit.
Yep.
It's getting a fresh set of mediums, getting a splash of gas, and out he goes. What we refer to in the United States as hitting the 7-Eleven and going. Back on board with FX. And there's that battle right now for 7th, 8th, and 9th right now. Well, actually, let's be honest. It's now looking like 6th, 7th, and 8th. Dave Crew, Justin Madley, and FX have been battling this literally from the beginning of the race. They are continuing this battle. I don't know about you, but I probably get a little sick and tired of looking at the butt end of their car for this long.
Yeah, I would try to take over and get away as soon as possible. Yeah, it looks like they're battling it out and they're keeping steady pace. I think they're losing time overall behind Benjamin because I think that
it looks like it, but right now their sector times are a little bit everywhere, if you know what I mean. So it's, one of them's got the best in sector 1, one of them has got the best in sector 2. So they really seem to be kind of fluctuating with their strengths, and it looks like it's kind of ebbing and flowing, as they get a little stronger in certain areas. We'll definitely keep an eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in front they're all spread out. Not much going on. They're just trying to stay in their position.
Well, what's really interesting is it looks like Squid Flipper, his last lap was 127.439. That is actually one of the highest, or longer, I should say, the worst laps that he's recorded in this race so far. So, we're going to have to take a look at that because, you keep shaving those half a second here, quarter of a second there. You're going to start building and kind of chipping away into the lead. And case in point right now, Hax is only 4.3 seconds away from the lead. He is definitely born into that. And actually, Hax has recorded a second fastest lap right now to 126.45.9. So Hax is coming. Let's see how this progresses here in a little bit.
If he keeps chipping off those little bits of time, he'll probably, at the end, we might see a battle between them for the first position.
Time will tell. We're now following Justin Madley right now, who seems to be, well, let's be honest,
on the back of
Dave Crew's life a little bit miserable. Last time I had someone that close to me from behind, I had to get a restraining order, but let's not go there right now.
No, let's not go there.
Well, looks like no, he's making a turn on the inside. He's taking Dave Crew on the inside. That
I think
is
Dave Crew might have lost some
placed.
time. Yeah, Dave Crew, FX also overtook him. I think he might have lost some time.
Oh, yes, he did.
On those grills on the side.
So FX, though, now trying to make his way. He's going in towards the inside of that turn. The DRS was enabled, but just didn't have enough.
I think he might be making a move.
Oh, that's a little bit of contact there. Easy, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, looks like that definitely pushed FX. He's now back out to 8.
Yep.
Let's get on board with FX's cockpit camera. Let's see what's going on here.
Doesn't look like he has damage. I hope not after that Dutch. Let's see.
Yeah, he looks like he's not too bad here. I don't see any parts missing, and I don't see a finger, middle finger waving in the air, so I think he's okay.
Looks like they're all okay on damage.
Yeah, looks like they're no worse for the wear here. We're going to go ahead and kick it up to Pinpoint now, who is right now on Benjamin Rosinha's butt, quite literally. Coming into the... what is that? That is the loop.
That's the hairpin. No. That's the start.
Gotcha. Let's get on board with the dash cam.
To these tight corners with those scary curbs on the inside. Don't want to hit them too hard because
curve. Should be making a right here for the village. Or pardon me, it's the loop. Here's the loop. Oh, and he lost a little bit of time. Oh, that's going to put him back. That's a shame. Well, that kicked him back about 3.5 seconds behind Benjamin Rosinha. So it looks like he's in the clear for the time being right now. And look at this. Hax has now cut down the time from first place to under 2 seconds. Well done.
Yep, they might have some battling to do. And looks like...
oh, he is coming. He is definitely coming like a tax audit for Trump. Sorry.
Looks like Justin is also pulling away from their little pack of 3 with Dave Crew and FX. He has a 1.5 second lead on FX at the moment.
Yep, and it looks like Dave Crew is just maintaining that 1.3 second lead. So there's a big gap between FX right now and then Mark Bean. So looks like we're still in that 6, 7, 8, slots right now. That's still kind of battling. Hax is now under a second. He is now breathing down Squid Flipper's neck. This should be interesting.
This should be really interesting.
On board the cockpit for Hax. Let's see how it goes. He's down to 0.7 of a second. Hax is making some great time. Look at that. Now he's on top of him.
Yeah, it looks like they're
got
both...
a battle for the lead.
Looks like they're both on soft tires, so they should be about equal on that aspect. So
just keep in mind, though, Hax actually pitted a little bit earlier than Luca did. So Luke is probably going to have the better tires in the long. We're going to swap over to Luca Gray's rear camera here. And there he is, like a bee stuck to a flower on him. This is going to be interesting. He's now looking towards the outside.
This could get really interesting.
And there he goes. He's making a move. He has got first at the moment. But Luca closes the door. This is a battle, folks. On board the cockpit for Hacks. Let's see how this goes. An inside move. A little aggressive.
Good shout, Hex. Don't.
Into the sweeping right. This is where he can make up some time. And he's going to pit. Very interesting. Looks like his tires aren't going to carry him through, so he's going to take care of that now. Interesting strategy, Forgotten. What do you think?
I think this might help him if he gets on fresher tires. He'll be able to make up some time. Maybe before even squid pits, and then after he might be able to be, or even pass him, right beside him or pass him. Wow,
I couldn't agree more.
Spitting.
Who was it?
Looks like Hex is in 5th right now.
Yep. Out of the pits, fresh tires, splash of gas, ready to go.
I think that's
so it looks like Rigel now. Rigel now is actually picking up the pace right now. They're maintaining a 5.5 second from Luca. This could get interesting, but Hacks was on a tear.
He's on medium tires, and I don't really know anymore. I think he pitted about around the same time as Luca, so he might be able to last a little bit longer on those medium.
We're definitely going to have to take a look at how that pans out right now. So right now we're going to go to position number 7, Dave Crew, who's got FX. A little bit behind, but it looks like he's
getting away
to close the gap with Justin Madley at the moment.
Nope, he's going for him.
The field now, as we see it at the moment right now, is really starting to spread out with the exception of the 7 and 6 spot.
Yep.
Justin Madley right now looks like he's going to make a case for P6, and let's see, or excuse me, for P5. Oh, I've got this all wrong, guys. I apologize. So he's going to make a case for P6.
Yeah, and they're probably around the 2nd pit stop time right now, so just like the first pit stop where they were really close together, like in groups, and they spread out, this pit stop might put them all back together again, so let's see how it turns out. Yeah, looks like Madley and Dave are fighting again.
Yep, they've been battling through this whole time here. So this is a P5 P6 battle right now. We are now into 37 laps and roughly 25 minutes left in the race, guys.
Yep, and I think FX might have also pitted because he's lost some times. He's now behind Bean and Pinpoint, so either he spun or something, or he pitted, but I think he might have pitted.
Looks like we missed that, yeah. While we've been talking, Mr. Hacks has gone up from 5th to 4th. Look at that line. He is tearing up this track.
Yep, and he's now behind Luca again.
Yep, as those pit stoppers now are trying to fight back into position to get up at the top of the race. This is going to be interesting. Rigel should be about due, but then again, he was on medium tires, so we'll see how that pans out here in a little bit. Benjamin Rosigna in second, Luca Gray in third, Hacks in fourth, Dave Crew in fifth, Pinpoint in sixth, Justin Madley in seventh, in an interesting position. There we go. That looks a little bit better. FX in eighth. Mark Bean in ninth, just now pulling out of the pits with soft tires and a splash of gas. And
looks like he has a
penalty.
Nope. That's gonna cost him some valuable seconds.
Yeah, that'll definitely do that. We got Al Gartner coming out from pit row with H-Tune right behind him. Jammer in 12th, Kaz in 13th, and looks like the rest of the field has retired. Audi, Pinto, Keen, Charger, Debug, and Milan. Tough luck, guys. Let's go back to our race lead here as we take a look where we're at. 11 seconds separates first and second, and another 11 seconds separates second and third. But keep in mind, though, spots 1 and 2 may still have to pit, which is going to make things really interesting.
Looks like if we go to... Oh no, okay. Looked like H-Tunes and Al Gartner were on each other's back. And looks like H-Tunes made like a 1.5 second lead on Al Gartner.
That, I do agree. That's what it looks like there. So H-Tune definitely doing a little bit of a moving up there. This field now has really spread out now, guys. I wish there was something a little bit closer in the way of a battle to report on, but looks like things are kind of spreading apart from P1 to P9.
Yep, and we'll have 22 minutes on the clock, so we're 3/4 through the race.
Going on board the cockpit with Benjamin Rosigna.
Good line through there, onto the long, on the first straight. The Wellington straight is this, if I remember correctly, right?
That is correct. All right, we're going to switch gears here. We're going to get over to FX in his cockpit here. Let's see what he sees. As you can tell, guys, like I said before, this field is really starting to spread out a little bit now. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot that is going on in the way of a close battle. We'll keep shifting you around through each of the cars here, and as we see any major updates or any timing changes that are definitely worth note, we'll swap over to those racers.
Looks like Hacks is probably trying to get back on the back of Luca, but he's been switching between 3 seconds, 4. So.
Yep, he's been consistent though. Right now, he's still posting. Wow, the second fastest lap right now. So Luca has stepped up his game a little bit. Those two are both in the 126.8 time frame, so they're still putting up some great laps. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's check in with Pinpoint here from the cockpit camera. Clean racing. I gotta love that. And it also makes you feel a little bit better when there's no one in front of you or behind you to get you nervous. So It's always nice. It feels like you're racing against yourself. Yeah, sometimes that works for me.
Battling is fun, but just being alone, not having to worry about anyone, gives you time to focus on your own racing. You don't have to look behind you or look to the side of you, because there might be someone you just can't take perfect racing line, try and get some good laps and fast lap times, trying to catch up to the people in front of you.
Agreed. We're going to give our partner here from the commentators bench, Jammer here, a little bit of airtime. We're going to check out his cockpit cam as he pulls out of the pit. Jammer, a little too fast there, pal. They're going to go ahead and force you to get that drive-through penalty. Tough luck. Looks like Benjamin Rosigna has now pulled in for a new set of tires and a splash of gas. Quick pit out. Watch your speed, watch your speed, watch your speed, please.
Looks like he's gonna, end up behind Dave Crew.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like he is.
Dave and Pinpoint.
It's going to be interesting. So Benjamin pitted in. Does that mean we get to see Rigel come in? I think we might start seeing him thinking about when he's going to make that move. It should be pretty soon.
Yep, but I think he might be going to push those tires as hard as possible, get on the softs, just drive as hard as he can.
Yeah, he's 22 seconds ahead. He's got plenty of room to do.
Yep, and I'm guessing he's gonna go on soft tires about around. He's trying to get through like 15 minutes left. Get on soft tires, and just push those tires as hard as he can. Looks like
we're gonna check in with C-Hacks here on the cockpit camera. Let's see what he's seeing from his point of view.
He's seeing the back of Luca in the distance. He's probably pushing as hard as he can to get that the place right behind him back in.
Well, Hacks has been actually consistent. He was starting out a couple laps about 5 seconds behind. He's cut that into a 4 and at times 3.5 seconds. Once again, we're starting to see some of these drivers where they excel at certain parts of the course, and others are pretty decent in others. And you know as well as I do, one bad turn, one bad exit, that's going to go ahead and chew into that time. So we're going to see a little bit of fluctuation in those times in between. Once again, time's going to tell. We're going to, definitely know, when they have a good lap, you're going to see it. When they don't, you're really going to see it.
I don't want to say anything on before, but I think Luca might have it on this one. If he can.
And there's Rigel. He's in the pit.
Rigel is in the pit.
This will count down his timer. He's coming out with some pretty good time. Will he retain first?
Yep, I hope.
He will not. Squid Flipper actually passes him as he's leaving the pit. Drops down to third, possibly to fourth.
Looks like he's right behind C-Hacks. I think that was a really good strategy from Rigel, because he was he on
he was on mediums.
He was on mediums. Did he start with mediums?
He did, yes. So he's actually finishing the race now on soft tires, which means he's going to be able to go ahead and take those turns, get some speed, but they're not going to last as long. So, it's a little bit of a gamble. We're at 15.5 minutes left in the race. I think it's a pretty good calculation that he did there.
Yeah, I think that was a really good strategy as well. Now, behind C-Hacks.
We're going to take a look at C-Hacks right now, and it's Rigel about 2 3/4 seconds. Hacks has fallen back a little bit now, so it's about 3 seconds right behind Luca. That time has increased to about 4 and change. He's fluctuating a little bit along the way, but he's staying right about the 4-second mark.
I think Luca also did a really great job at choosing his tire strategy. Starting with the softs, to gain that early lead and then going on to the mediums, just to have a consistent middle section of the race, and then now going back onto softs to give that last little push.
Get that best traction, get that best speed, you know, sort of finish it out. You know, we're at the last 15 minutes or so. It's about consistency. Now it's about not making a mistake. It's sort of holding your line, making sure you kind of, you know, stay true to your line, stay true to your racecraft, you know, and finish out strong. We've got some very good competitors here on that last bit. So right now, we've only got a 5-second difference between P1 and P3. And look at this. So P6 through P10 has now opened completely up. That is no longer botched up. So things have really spread out on the course.
In the front there, getting closer to each other again. Got a 3-second lead from Hex to Luca, and then Rachel is 2 seconds behind Hex. Looks like he might be gaining some time.
On board the actual cockpit with Rigel at the moment here, trailing Hex now by about 2 seconds. Let's see what his point of view looks like for the break. I agree, Forgotten. It really does look like... So, Hax is fighting to keep up with Squid Flipper right now. But Rigel seems to be kind of hanging in and sort of keeping up with Hax. This is going to be interesting how this ends.
Yeah. This might be a battle for second place then.
I would dare to say, barring any tragic mistake, as long as Squid can kind of keep his line and keep his car in one piece, and of course stay on the gray stuff, he might have this one locked down. We'll have to see. There's still plenty of time. There's a little bit over 12 minutes to go, which means about maybe 10 laps, I would imagine. They've got 46 under their belt right now. There's still plenty of time for more.
Yeah. On just 12 seconds, a lot of stuff can happen.
Indeed. We're going to go on board here with Hax on the cockpit camera. And as you can see, Luca's up there, but just not quite within reach. We're going to see how this pans out for him, though. I've seen him get a little bit aggressive in the middle of the actual race, and it's panned out for him. It looks like his time is shortening now, so we got about 3 seconds now. So he's cutting into that time. This may be more of a game of waiting and just making sure that if they make a mistake, you don't.
Yep. That's where it all might come down to. Looks like 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. Might get back into 3 seconds.
Yeah, and Rigel is definitely staying put in that 2-second mark right now. We're going to go ahead and get on board here with Benjamin Rosigna from the cockpit.
And looks like Pinpoint might be right behind him. If Pinpoint can push a little, get in his slipstream, they might have a battle for 4th place.
It looks like Pinpoint's got a little room to make up, but yeah, it's once again, one small mistake, one bad line, that will definitely go ahead and cause that to happen. So Rigel's cockpit view here, and as you can see, things are starting to, well, let's just say, take shape. Looks like he's got Hacks in his view.
Yep. Looks like they're getting closer to each other.
Yeah, and it's probably starting to build now. They're starting to realize they're at 10 minutes left out of an 80-minute race. You know, it's been kind of a long run so far. They're kind of nearing the end. The tires are starting to get bald. The hands are starting to get sweaty. You know, it's all about nerves now. Now it's about, you know, knowing your training, keeping your line, making sure that you're racing clean.
Guessing they have about 5, maybe 6 laps left.
You know, that's probably a pretty good estimate. I'm gonna say 6.
That might be about right. 6 laps then.
So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the leader here.
Luca.
He has been commanding, I mean, literally most of this entire race. He has been either out front or outpacing everyone. I honestly think the kid likes the Formula 1 cars, to be honest with you.
Yep. He has some amazing driving skills. I think he he's definitely better than me. Oh, it looks like Rachel might have caught up to Seahacks. They have
just noticed
about
that
1 second.
I don't know about you, but I absolutely love the cockpit views, especially when we get those close battles.
Yeah,
getting to be able to see exactly what that driver's encountering at that moment.
Yep. Guessing Seahacks is getting nervous now.
Well, I think you would be too if you're behind a rock and a hard place, right?
I would be terrified.
So it looks like Rigel is definitely chewing into, Hax's time on the sector 3. Excuse me, sector 2. But it looks like Hax usually hangs out for the sector 3 and sector 1. Looking at their times right now, he owns everyone in sector 1. So, time will tell. Once again, we're getting into the later part of the races. Nerves are now a factor. They're getting through, and let's be honest, these are force feedback wheels. The arms are probably getting tired as well. Look out for Rigel. Here he comes on the inside.
Yeah. He went
and he has him. Second place. They're still battling. Hax gave up the position out of the turn here, but he is not letting go. We're going to Hax's cockpit.
He wants that spot back.
Oh, there's nothing worse than that, losing that at the last minute. Let's see how he bounces back.
He's been driving really well. He got up to Luca mid-race and then lost some time again with the pit stop. So
don't look now. Here comes Hax again. He's definitely cutting into the time.
Yep, he went.
Oh, excellent turn
into this tight chicane.
Nicely done. Look at that. Now first, second, and third. Now the picture is starting to get clear. We have a definite race for first. This is only going to take one mistake.
Who is it gonna be? Who's gonna get that?
Time will tell. One bad line will put you out on your you-know-what. We're down to 6 minutes left, guys. 6 minutes. I estimate 3 more laps. Maybe a little bit more, but let's...
3. I think that's all they're gonna get. I think that's all there's left to it.
So we're taking a look here from Squid Flipper right now, our current leader. He is definitely feeling the pressure. He has got 2 behind him within 1.5 seconds. He's down to 5 minutes left in the race. He's probably down to some pretty iffy tires as well. He swapped out to softs. Let's see how this runs. He's got Rigel on his rear end. He is definitely making a move. We're going to go on board the cockpit.
Is coming. That was some defending.
He is. Luca Gray has posted a 127.838. Rigel's going around and just can't make it. As I was saying, Rigel posted a 126.8 off that last lap. That's literally 1 second faster. He is chewing into Luca's time. This'll tell. Here comes a good line. He is breathing down Squid's neck. He's got to be feeling that pressure now.
Onto the Wellington Straight. Get the DRS.
He's pulling on the outside. I think Squid's going to have him on the inside. Almost. He is not letting up. Relentless as an attack. Little bit of contact on the rear end of Squid Flipper as they go into the front line. He's pulling to the outside. And that is nuts. Oh, there's a little bit of contact.
Looks like CX. Oh, CX is right with them.
And we've got a battle, three-way battle for first. We're going to go over to Hax's cockpit camera. We're going to take a look at this. We are down to 3 3/4 minutes left. Into the turn.
Oh, that wasn't...
Rigel is still right on him, 0.2 of a second in closing. And now C-Hax on the inside. Are you kidding me? Here we go from the rear wing. This is our leader, Luca Gray. He is battling to maintain first at 3 minutes left. He has got Rigel on his outside. C-Hax pulling quickly. 4th place now looks like is coming up. Oh, and C-Hax takes over from Rigel as Rigel skids out just a little bit. He'll lose second and go into...
They're back on Lucas
Hax
tail.
now making a case for first place. Into the cockpit with Hax.
They have 2.5 minutes left.
They are down to the wire. Damn the tires. Damn the fuel. It's now time to let it all hang out. They've got 2 laps to go. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. One mistake will ruin it all.
Who is gonna get it? Who's gonna make that overtake? Get into that sweet #1 spot.
Luke is holding on to that cliff with his fingernails. I can only imagine him white-knuckling his wheel right now.
Yeah, but he has some defending skills.
And now Rigel coming in through the outside. Made the move, but C-Hax cut it off. Holy moly. We now have 0.6 of a second in between first and third. We're at 1 minute 30.
1 minute 30. This lap and one finishing lap.
This is gonna be a nightmare. This is gonna be exciting. We're gonna go ahead and go into the cockpit from Rigel so we can see all 3 competitors as they go into the straight.
This is gonna be a battle till the end.
Off into the Avian. No!
Rigel is spin out.
Rigel is off. Oh, that is a bum move. Oh. We're going to swap it over to Hax. That is heartbreaking, but look at this. Hax pulls it out on the outside. He is in first as he overtakes Squid Flip. 35 seconds left, possibly one more lap. Let's see how this pans out.
How could this happen? 2 of those. The one spins out, one takes the lead in only like 10 seconds of time. You see how fast it can
breaks
change.
For Rigel. Oh man! And now here comes the kid on the outside, making the move, and he can't do it. Hax closes the door. We're at 5 seconds left. We're halfway through the course.
That's gonna be it.
We're on the actual straightway. We're going into the last turn.
See who can keep it.
Oh,
Is Luca gonna take his
knocking
lead
at the
again?
door. Look at this. He is on top of him.
He wants that back. He wants that spot back.
Oh, but I don't think Hax is going to give it to him. We're
Yes.
into the chicanes. We're on the last lap. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be close.
Into the hangar state.
To Wellington Strait, I believe.
Is this the what? I don't really remember.
I don't care. This is so much fun to watch. Here we go. And here comes Squid. He's going from the outside. Couldn't quite make it, but he's pulling on the inside. And Hax closes the door. We've got a runaway. Oh, and Squid backs off the pace.
That was it. That was our Silverstone Formula 1 Grand Prix.
One hell of a finish. My throat hurts, my palms sweat, my head is pounding. Wow, that was incredible.
That was astounding. Some great racing.
Rigel, if you're hearing me, pal, I am so sorry. That was one of the best three-way matches for first place I have ever seen in a sim race, and you held in as fast as you could. Well, that'll do it, guys. That'll go ahead and give us our actual racing lineup. We've got Seahacks in first, Squid Flipper in second, and Rigel in third. Benjamin Rasigna coming in fourth.
And we have Pinpoint, Dave, and Justin, the ones that were in the middle of the race battling it out against each other. Now in 5th, 6th, and 7th.
And that is a hell of a run. That was well done. You guys ought to be proud of yourselves. That was an absolute battle for first through third. That was incredible.
We have as race winner Seahacks, but Luca did post the fastest lap time.
Man, that kid was definitely on board with things. That was a heck of a match. Congratulations, Luca. You get the point for the fastest lap. Hacks, you pulled it out at the end, bud. That was exciting. Wow. I'm an American, and I'm at a loss for words. Incredible job, guys. That was a great end of the match.
Congratulations to everyone.
In a moment here, we're going to go ahead and pull out the actual drivers here, and we'll get a little bit from them there. But, man, that was exciting. And I see our race winner as he struts in with the wreath around his neck and the bottle of champagne. Hacks, that was a hell of a race. What were you thinking in the second to last lap there? What was going through your...
I didn't have time to think, basically. The whole time during that race, I was thinking, just concentrate on the next apex. Just concentrate on the next apex. Just hit the next apex. Just hit the next apex. Don't worry about all the calamity that had happened and all, obviously the mess on the start, me getting punted and being sideways on the start grid. I was like, just put that to the back of your mind. And then, I messed up. I had two pretty poor pit stops. Again, I was just like, put those to one side, just concentrate on driving. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I actually shouted at the top of my voice when I got over the line and managed to get that first place. I just want to say sorry to Rigel. I know he basically made a mistake on that. I know he almost ran into the back of me as I almost lost the back end, and he unfortunately sort of spun out and was out of contention for the two top spots. So it's hard luck. But I had my fair share of calamity during that race as well. But yeah, just great to win. I knew Luca was faster on fresh rubber, but I knew, after obviously the second stint that he was really slow when the tires started to go, and I just concentrated on trying to stay with him as much as I could until I knew that his tires went off. I saw that Rigel, was bringing up the rear. I thought, he's going to be on, that same old Rigel sort of clear-cut head, great strategy, so on and so forth. And he'd not had the calamity that I'd had at the start, so I was more than happy for Rigel to take the win. But I definitely wanted to get Luca. I definitely wanted to get round him, and thankfully, I managed to get it done. So thank you.
Obviously, very exciting for each of you. Go ahead, Forgotten. I see you queuing in.
Yeah. Great racing. What was your did you have any particular tire strategy? Because you started out on medium tires, I think.
No,
if I remember.
I was on softs the whole way.
Oh,
so
you were on.
I knew that the softs were faster for 20 minutes, and then they went off in the last 10 minutes, and that was when Rigel was closing, and that was when obviously I knew Luca was doing the same thing. He's going for a soft stint, and I know in the last 10 minutes his tires were going to go off. So yeah, but using that 20 minutes when on the fairly fresh rubber and the fuel coming out to just bang in as many fast laps as possible and try to be as consistent as I could, and I just put all my emotions to one side and just kept pushing.
Yeah, we saw.
Rigel, I know this is heartbreaking. If you had only heard me when you went off on that corner, and man, my heart still breaks. But I have seen a lot of jockeying from positions and moving back and forth, and the pit strategy. So on the second pit strategy, what was your thought process? Where did you come from, and where were you trying to go with that?
Well, I worked it out beforehand. Obviously, the soft tyres were better, but they would only last around about the 20 minutes before they started to go off. So I took the pain earlier on in the first 2/3 of the race. Figured do 22 laps on mediums each time, because the softs go off after about 10 laps or so, and it was illustrated in the first stint. Luca got away, but after the 10 laps or so, I think both me and Hax managed to start catching him up again. Just as we were catching him, he went in for his pit at lap 18, I think it was, which I had another 4 laps to go. I knew I was on the better strategy, and it was the better strategy because I caught both Hax and Luca hand over fist. I'm not going to air my dirty laundry in public because that's not what I do, but just remembering our motto is race fair, race for position.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Yeah. Understood. Well, and sometimes that kind of pans out that way. Like I said, Rigel, my heart breaks, man, but third place, still a hell of a move. Let's be honest.
The accident with Hax, so that was my fault. I was quicker in that corner, and I was trying to get a run on the pair of them. They were running out of time, and I just closed up too quickly. I didn't realise Hax had actually made a mistake. But if for anybody to run into the back of someone else, it's always the person behind that's at fault. So that was my bad. I wasn't annoyed.
Fair racing. We like to see that, guys.
Yeah, and it was a hell of a battle at the end, guys. So, the kid, Squid Flipper. My God, kid, what'd you do? Put rocket fuel in your tank at the beginning? No one seemed to keep up. What was what were you doing? What was it? Did the car feel good? Did you feel good? Was it a little bit of both of them? What did you have? What's your secret? I want to know.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, come on, kid. You got to give me more than that. What is it? Was it good turns? Did you find a good racing line? I mean, seriously, when you take a look at, and I encourage you, take a look at the stream. For the first 15 laps, no one was close. You had literally 0.8 of a second consistently ahead each lap. So you were doing something right.
Yeah. You had almost, I think you got to like maybe 10 seconds lead, on a 10-second lead at some point. So you seemed really in your habit in those Formula One cars.
Looked like you were born in that car, to be honest with you. It looked really good.
Well, thank you.
So you're definitely impressive to watch, kid. I'll keep watching you any day of the week and twice on Sunday, man. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this. What a hell of a race. I mean, I can't put it any other way. My throat is sore. I was literally stepping away from the mic because I was yelling so loud. I was afraid I was going to blow a few people out. But it just electrified that whole last portion of the race. It was exciting, guys. That was brilliant driving. And yes, Rigel, you're absolutely right. A little bit of mistakes at the end, but you know what? In the end, you all had fun, right?
Yeah, it was really good fun.
Yeah.
It was also really fun to watch you guys. Everybody, like there were some other battles going on that were really nice to watch. So you guys did an awesome job.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you coming in and speaking with us after that. That was, once again, guys, it's an absolute pleasure being able to call this for.
I have to say, I feel like I've just been in a NASCAR race with the American commentating.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to bridge out a little bit and getting into the more civilized function of racing.
Well, it continues what the flavour that we like to encourage in RWB, which is an international flavour. So it only goes to embellish that even more. Good job, guys.
Well,
Thanks.
in any case, we're going to go ahead and call this an end to the stream here. Tiger, I hope you feel better, buddy. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to go ahead and showcase my abilities and my talents. I also wanted to go ahead and thank Speed Demon. I hope you guys feel a little bit better here coming up. I know there's a bit of a British flu going on around here. Just don't bring it over here to my neck of the woods. But it's been an absolute pleasure. I am Draco.
And I'm Forgotten. Thanks so much for giving this opportunity, for having us commentate. Super much appreciated. Also, thanks to everybody that raced tonight. Go celebrate your victory. Go celebrate the time you said. Have a beer. Have a drink.
Have a few, for crying out loud. That is, I need a nap. I have seen too much. In any case, guys, this is Racing Without Borders. Don't race alone. Race
RWB.
Without Borders. Race safe. Race clean. Enjoy yourself. And thank you so much for joining us. I am Darren Draco Dahan, signing off for RWB and our Silverstone Grand Prix. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the pit lane.
See ya.